What is up, guys, and welcome back to Season 1, Episode 16 of D-Space Podcast. You guys already know who it is, but for those who don't know my name or who I am still, I'm Daniel.
I keep you. Yeah.
Daniel, I can't be new. Daniel, I can't be new.
Yeah.
Once again, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to tune in to another episode of D-Space Podcast. And without further ado, we're going to get right into today's segment. Sorry. As you've seen through the thumbnail, the title, whatever it is, we have another big group here with us today. I'm going to actually turn it over to them and have them introduce themselves, talk a little bit about themselves, and even shout out their social media platforms. Who wants to go first?
How we doing today? We're back again for round 2. You know, this time of the show, you know what I'm saying? I just go by Steph. I go by many names, but I just go by Steph. Do I do that thing?
Do whatever you want to do.
Oh, so like my Instagram handle be here, you know, Leheni.
Leheni 815. I memorized the number.
Leheni 815. You know, just follow your boy. You know what I'm saying? For like some daily like fashion content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. Who was next?
I'm Tanara. I'm in my 3rd year of social work at the university. And do you follow me on Instagram, Daniel? No.
I didn't even know you had Instagram. I can't lie. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I wouldn't take that.
It's my name with 3 A's.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you tonight as soon as
Thank
I
you.
find it.
The name's Deshawn, 4th year, political science major. Phone number 416-509-59.
Why are you giving us your phone?
I'm giving.
What do you wanted to do with your phone number?
Bro wants to hold a YouTube to know his phone number. Because I don't really be on my socials like that, so just call my phone.
Okay.
God, it was a good idea to bring him. I said, oh God.
If this video is posted, just know that you're gonna get a hell of a lot of calls.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, shout out your phone number. I can't believe I'm saying that.
416-509-5937.
That was crazy. What? That's never happened
Phone
before.
number, guy.
Oh, okay. Emmanuel.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel. You can catch me on Instagram at e.okafor_.
Okay. Thank you guys so much once again for taking the time out of your day to join me on today's episode. That being said, we're going to jump right into our first segment, the hot take of the week. Daniel, I can't be no. Paying on the first date should always be something a man must do, whether it was him who initiated the date or not.
Yes.
So, I didn't even get the chance to say.
See how serious you feel. Actually,
think
yes.
about it? She said yes. Like, okay, what do you
Like, you
what
know,
are your
take the time
thoughts?
to think. You
Yes.
know? Yeah.
I already have my thoughts.
Okay, can you kind of elaborate why you're agreeing with this hot take? Because, you know, there are 4 guys in the room,
That's
and there's
true.
only 1
5.
female.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's 4. Do the math right. That's 4.
Oh my God.
And so, tonight, why do you think guys should pay regardless of, you know, asking the girl or not?
Because you're the man. I don't know. What?
What do you mean even more than that?
Show-
What is that supposed
what
to
See how she
What?
quickly said.
You were so quick to say yes, a
Yes.
guy should pay,
Yes.
but you're not able to justify.
Like, I feel like, okay. I feel like eventually, you know, when you're like in a relationship, whatever, then the girl can come in and, you know, do what she need to do. But I feel like off the bat, since you're the man, like you should.
Okay.
You should pay.
Okay. Do you believe in something called gender roles?
Of course.
No,
Yes, of course.
No, I know the guys
Okay.
definitely believe, but I want to ask Tanira. Tanira, do you believe in something called gender roles?
In certain
No.
circumstances.
No.
yes. In certain
No.
circumstances, yes.
That is,
Yes or
it is a
no?
yes or no.
Sure.
answer.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't
yes.
want sure.
Yes.
You know what sure means?
Yes.
Sure means it could be right. You know, it's an optional answer. That's what the word sure means. I want a yes.
Yes.
Oh, so you believe in gender roles, right? So based on the answer that you've given me, what you're saying is that as a man, and those were her words, right? Guys, you can agree with me. As a man,
Yes.
you should pay for the first date.
Yes.
All right, cool. Now, would it be wrong for me to say, as a woman, I want you to make me a sandwich?
How are you asking?
No.
How are you
No,
asking
because
for the sandwich? Hello?
No. It's not the way.
Wait, what do you
It's
mean?
not the way I'm asking for the sandwich. It does.
Wait, wait.
I'm waiting.
How are you asking for the sandwich?
How you ask me to pay for the day? Like what?
Okay, so if it's obviously like okay, no
Make me a
girl is
sandwich.
listen, no girl is gonna go on no first date with no man and assume that she's gonna go 50-50.
Okay, and no man is gonna want to ask a girl to make her a sandwich.
Okay, so get a girl who's gonna make you a sandwich. No, you asking her to make you a sandwich. Or if you want a girl who don't want you to pay on the first date, then you get that girl.
No,
It's that simple.
So, Nara, that's not the point I'm trying to prove. The point I'm trying to prove is that unless you initiated the date, and I'm speaking for like all the guys, you should be the one to pay. That's what I think. Is there anyone else that opposes?
I don't oppose, but like I think that's the right thing to do as a man. Is the what did they call it? Yeah.
Chivalry.
Just don't
Chivalry.
use words again.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Chivalry. Like it's a chival. God
Just
damn.
it's a nice thing to do.
Is as a man, is the manner thing to do. Does that? Man, but what I'm trying to say is, as a man, it's just you're expected to pay for the first date. That's calm, but like I feel
Because
like
you're saying the first date. You're
Did
not
I
saying
finish, goddamn?
overall.
Did I finish? Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, but like I feel like at some point, if that is not reciprocated, then it's like, what are you doing in my life? Because it's like I pay for the first date, cool. But if I'm paying for all of this, guy, you're just using me for my money. Get out of my life. What? Let me preach.
Why did you say it like that?
Deshawn,
I don't know.
Huh?
what do you
Deshaun,
think?
is there anything you want to add to that?
In the name of the Most High, the Beneficent and the Merciful, I will say this: that yes, as a man, you should be paying on the first date.
Why?
But
do
no,
you
hold
think
on, because of course, as Steph said, it's the chivalrous and it's the manly thing to do.
That's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's not even that, gang. Like, you ain't gotta do that, bro. Like,
But
relax, gang. They do it too much. Now.
But not because
Take notes.
Not because we're going on the first date, right? Not because I'm paying for the first date. Don't expect it to be from outside of my means. If that means we're going to McDonald's, we're going to McDonald's.
Wait, no. That's not what Steph said.
What?
That's not what Steph said. Jesus. Steph never said that.
No,
Wait,
but that's what I'm saying. Yes, I will
Guy,
pay. I will.
Deshaun,
I will
setting a bad
I will
example
pay
for
for the
men
first.
right now.
No, I will pay for the first date, but expect me to pay within my means.
A junior chicken meal?
Yes.
Yes. No, I definitely agree.
Yes.
No, I agree with that.
because
Yes.
why should okay, let's picture this, right? She's imagining that the first date is going to be at the keg.
Yay.
Okay.
Tell Shorty
It
to pack her
depends.
bags and
Okay,
dip.
but listen, in uni, you can't expect that because obviously the man is as broke as you are. But eventually, if you have a job, you're not bringing me to McDonald's. Are you crazy?
But I'm not even. Guy, McDonald's is so disrespectful on this
Deshaun?
Thursday. Are you? Because like I feel like
No. You don't
Yaman,
understand.
Yaman,
No.
hold on,
You don't understand.
Yaman.
Because even if I have a job, even if I have a job, if I'm getting paid $17 an hour, we're going to McDonald's.
no, that's
Okay. I feel like you can make something out of that. Like if it was like you guys were doing something, like you went to the park and made it, and you're like, hey, right now I don't really have no money. Can we go get McDonald's? That can be great. No man could be like, oh, let me open your door, or we hop off the bus and let's sit in McDonald's, and a bunch of kids are in the playpen. Like what? No.
No. Go to the back of McDonald's.
So where do you want to go?
It's crazy.
So where do you want to go?
You said what?
So where do you want to go? Where do you want your man to
No
take you the
one's
first date?
saying
No,
that you
because
should
like,
bring me
nobody's
to no
saying you have to
expensive
break
restaurant,
bang
but
for your
like,
first days. Like it doesn't
for
have to be
McDonald's.
Just tell me the restaurant. Where do you want to go?
bro. So someone has come, you can take her out for a walk, like a cool
The
little ice
reason- the
cream
reason why
date.
I-
Let it walk around. Riverside is a nice view in the summertime. That doesn't cost more than what $5 because you're buying ice cream and you're walking, discussing life, getting to know each other on an intimate level. You understand? As you're walking, you're connecting souls. Them they call them soul ties. Oh, let it talk now. Yeah. So I don't know why Deshawn is saying like you have to take it to McDonald's. Like that shows you don't.
No,
give a
I
fuck.
never
You
said
don't. You
that.
don't care
You don't
about
care.
it.
I never
No,
said
no,
what.
Okay,
What?
let's answer the question. That
And let's
Deshawn-
be real, an ice cream date is better and cheaper than McDonald's.
You can get ice cream at McDonald's now.
What?
I'm so confused. But
So you are going to McDonald's to get ice cream, then you go to Riverside or what?
That
That
doesn't
doesn't.
matter. Yeah, anyways, Deshawn, I hear you, Steph. I hear where you're coming from.
I don't know if Deshawn is
But I
saying
really
you.
want Tanara to answer Deshawn's question.
Yes. And then I go on
What-
your
what,
question.
answer my
So
question.
where do you expect to be brought?
The
Like
first date.
a restaurant? Or are you just talking about
No,
like
no, no.
overall?
Just
On the
overall.
first
Like
date,
what?
where do you
want to go?
expect to
Where do you
go?
want to go? Where do you want to go?
First of all, no girl like expects.
You're not answering the question.
But
you
listen,
go.
I'm answering it. Like I feel like I would want the man who's bringing me out. Like I want you to know what you're gonna do. Like you're gonna.
And
you
if I know I'm bringing you to McDonald's,
Said, you're getting this
He's not gonna let that go.
so my thing is,
There are lots of times he's brought up McDonald's.
no, but my
in this conversation.
where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you expect
Like,
to be
I feel
brought?
like-
What is the tier of restaurant you expect to be brought to?
Actually, wait. Man, you girls.
Take your time.
Shut up, goddamn. Do you girls have like a tier of like rankings for like restaurants that you would expect
I
to
don't.
be taken?
For me, I don't have a tier of anything. But I feel like
Listen
You're
now.
cool with McDonald's.
Listen now. Exactly. So
I
you're
never
okay with
said
so
no.
you're okay with
I
McDonald's.
told you how I told you how I would be.
So you're okay with-
No, I told you how I would be okay with McDonald's. If you're like, oh, let's have like a more like intimate date where it's like, okay, we're gonna go for a walk, as Steph said, and then you're like, yo, like, are you hungry? Do you want to go to McDonald's? Da da da. If you ease it in like that, I'll be like, okay, you know, this was a cool date. We talked. He's nice. Let me get a large fry. But if okay,
Yes.
if it's just like we hop off the bus because you don't have a vehicle, we hop off the bus. So not only am I not getting Ubered, I'm hopping off the bus into McDonald's while a crackhead is sitting on the corner.
Wait. How did you get here?
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. I can't do that.
I've met my fair share of crackheads on the bus.
Exactly.
No,
like
no cap.
I can't hop off the bus and open McDonald's and a bunch of people are just
And as a first
in there,
date,
and
that's
this is
kind
the
of.
first date, and
Yeah.
what are we gonna talk about?
So imagine the second date. It gets worse from there.
No, literally.
No, get to-
Once
it gets-
once
get
we're
to
in
know
that
each
McDonald's
other.
parking lot, and that was the only thing
Yeah,
you
the
could
crackhead
come
is
up
getting
with.
to know you as well.
No.
That's the only thing you could come up with as a man is to bring me to McDonald's. Deshawn, that's horrible.
But you just you don't care what restaurant it is.
You don't care.
That's why I'm
But I literally
confused.
just
No.
said you can ease
But
it
so
in.
now there's terms and conditions to it.
But yes, have something else planned. It doesn't have
but
to
like
be
Steph
anything
just said,
with money.
Steph just said you have a tier list. You said no.
No, when it comes to he said when it comes to restaurants, not
You
when it
see
comes
that
to
you're
dates.
confusing yourself.
No, you said when it comes to restaurants, do girls have a tier when it comes to restaurants?
And
I
you
said,
said
no.
uh-huh.
But I literally said I would be okay with the McDonald's if there's something else. Let's say it doesn't have to be
what's
anything
the
else
something
with
else?
money.
What's the something
It
else?
does. I literally said that it doesn't have to be anything with money. We could go on a
Okay.
walk. We could go do
do like a cool
something.
little
If
paint
you have
date, you know what
something,
I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying. If you have something planned, we sit and we talk, and then you wanted to
Something
bring the McDonald's up,
intimate.
I will take a McFlurry, as I said. But like, if
But like she's saying,
this
like
is the
if that's
only
the
thing-
original,
that's the only thing you came up
like
with.
she's saying,
I'm
like
gonna
if
bring
that's
this
the
girl.
original plan for the first date, then she's not with that.
Yeah, why are we sitting in McDonald's?
Can I give you a date idea that I just came up with? And I want you to tell me if you would go or not. He wants to do a paint and sip, but he wants to get the drink from McDonald's. As in, he's
If
gonna
that's
go
within your means, then I'll
No,
take
no.
it.
Okay.
I swear. If it's within your means, I'll take it. I'll take it. You
That's-
thought
Wait,
about
so like,
it.
is he gonna
at
get
least.
like a large Sprite or like?
Yeah, a little
Maybe a
something.
large Fruitopia.
Like I swear, like if it's something
guy's
thoughtful,
wicked.
then I would do it
Large
because
Fruitopia.
you're thinking about it. Like girls just want you to think about it. Like a girl what?
Yeah.
A girl? No, for real. I'm fighting for my life. But women just want you to think. You know, like I feel like men don't think as much. Men just be asking you.
I've tried to be thoughtful to women. I've tried to be thoughtful to women. I've tried to be thoughtful to women.
And what happened?
I've tried to be thoughtful to women. Okay? I've tried to be thoughtful to women.
What happened?
First date. Okay? First date. And it wasn't no little McDonald's money spent. It was money that was spent.
Can you give us an X?
I'm going to tell you.
He told us the full story.
I'm going to tell you. It was no small money that was spent. It was no McDonald's money that was spent. Cineplex Odeon. VIP.
Whoa!
VIP. What?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know you have like that.
Huh?
Whoa.
Nigga got more shit.
Yeah. What?
Reclining seats and food.
This was 2021. VIP just came out. VIP just came out. They just started putting it in the Cineplex Odeon. Anyways, Cineplex Odeon. VIP. Black Widow. 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, 2021 that movie came out. Okay. Cool. That was around $50 for 2 tickets.
Wow. Okay.
That was around $50 for 2 tickets. Okay?
Okay.
And you know what I ordered on the side?
Oh
The
my days.
flatbread pizza.
Are you serious?
Yeah, with chicken.
Wait, what did
Chicken.
chicken?
With
Wait,
chicken.
What did she get?
With chicken, if you can imagine.
What did she get?
She got the flatbread pizza with chicken.
Did you give her the option to get more things?
Well, I mean, she looked on the menu and she saw the flatbread pizza with chicken. The flatbread pizza with chicken was $24. So,
Ooh. How big was the pizza?
I mean, if I was to...
Like the pizza at CAW?
What? No. No. How would I describe it? If I could describe, maybe around the size of a football. It wasn't too small, but it wasn't too big. Anyways.
Okay.
But anyways,
Just right.
Wait,
just right.
Football.
Size of a football. If
Football is.
if you were to bust it in half and spread it
Yeah,
out.
and it's fair.
Okay,
That's what I was
okay.
thinking. Yeah.
Pizza, right? I did all that out of the goodness of my heart.
And what happened after? What happened? Did you see her again?
Of course. But not without complaints. Not without all the ifs and ands and but why didn't you use and
Really?
of course.
So she still complains after you did all of that.
Of course, right?
No, I feel like women like thought. Okay, if you say, "Oh, be ready at this time," you know, I have this plan. Da da da. A girl would love that.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
I'm telling you.
It's a lie.
Yes, we do.
It's a lie.
And when we come outside,
It's a lie.
you have flowers.
It's a lie.
You have flowers outside.
It's a
I
lie.
would love that.
Listen,
What?
it's a lie. It's a lie. And I'm telling you, I know from experience.
What type of women do you talk to?
Women like you.
I feel
Anyways,
like
it's a lie.
me.
It's a lie. Well, no, different.
Yes, we are. Listen, if you thought about
Listen,
it
it's
and
a
you
lie.
said be ready at 8,
It's a lie.
I'm gonna pick you up and
It's
we're
a lie.
going to this restaurant.
It's
We're
a lie.
doing this or we're
It's a
doing
lie.
that.
Listen,
and then
you didn't let
come
me finish the
and then-
story.
no,
It's a
listen. And you come and you have flowers. You open my door. That would be so great. A lot
It's a
of
lie.
women would like
It's a
that.
lie.
What-
Listen,
Okay.
birthday party. The 19th of June, 2022.
Are you bringing out her birthday?
Red
Guys,
Lobster.
the way you always remembers like the exact
Exact
days.
date.
Like,
Yeah. The 19th of June,
Yeah.
2022. Red Lobster, Young Dundas Square. Okay? I did the most. Okay? I bought, you want to know what I bought?
Yes, we want to know.
I bought a engraved keychain
With your initials in it or hers?
with hers.
Oh,
Wow.
Engraved keychain. Now, mind you, it didn't cost too much money, but remember, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. Right? It's the thought that counts. Engraved keychain. Engraved keychain among other gifts. The engraved keychain, and I took myself to where? I took myself to I don't even know what it's called right now, but I bought some clothes, right? I brought the clothes. It was so bad that I even packed the clothes. Like I went and I bought a box for the clothes.
Wow.
Right? Put a bow on the box. Okay?
Wow.
Put a bow on the box. If
You
you
know,
can
most men wouldn't even go that far.
wouldn't even go that far.
Yeah,
No,
just give it to you as it is.
no.
Yeah.
I would give it to her, but I was being thoughtful, right? I was being thoughtful, right? So then we went downstairs into the Red Lobster, right? I pulled out all the stops, okay? Because I told her it was her birthday, so the cake would come by, right? All types of shit, right? Sat down, She ordered herself, okay, the chicken Alfredo pasta, okay. Not only the chicken Alfredo pasta, because mind you, I was being thoughtful, right? So I was being thoughtful. So it was her birthday, so I didn't want to limit her. So I bought her so I said, you want the chicken Alfredo pasta? Get the chicken Alfredo pasta. But then she's talking about, I'm at Red Lobster. I'm supposed to get, crab, lobster. And
like the hell
and so she decided to order herself not another side, another entree. Another entree. The snow crab legs with loaded lobster tail.
Are you serious?
And I sat there like this and
Deshawn, can I be honest?
Huh?
At that moment in time, I'm thinking, how am I gonna make the best excuse to leave?
No. But at the
gets to a point, guy.
At the time, there was something. I don't know what they call it right now, but back then they called it love. So I watched her eat the chicken Alfredo.
Wait, what did you eat?
Me?
Did he eat?
Me?
Did you eat?
Me?
Don't say you just drank water.
Me? I got the children's menu snow crab legs with a side of the biscuits and a drink. Cool. She's there up the pasta, up the crab legs, up the lobster.
She didn't offer you none?
I mean, I tried some, but
Okay.
it's not like she was about to bust the plate in half.
Okay.
Right?
Damn.
Cool. So we get to the end. Now it's the gift giving time. Cool. So I take the box with the clothes out of my bag and I give her the keychain. She liked the keychain, but she asked me where it came from, and I can't say where it came from. Right?
Why not? Where did it come from?
Where did it come from? I don't know. It came from somewhere in China, AliExpress. I don't know. But anyways, and it will come back to the keychain because years later she would tell me about that. So then it came to the clothes, right? Now mind you, I'm being thoughtful. I'm being so thoughtful. The keychain and the clothes. I hand her the clothes. She opens the box. The first thing she says to me, before thank you.
Are you serious?
Before thank you. I don't like this color. And I was being thoughtful.
Is that the same thoughtful you're talking about? Or
Is that the same thoughtful you're talking about?
Is that what you're talking about?
And then on top of that,
I don't like this color.
as I was telling you guys before, right? Order all that food. You must have been hungry. Why is 75%? Why are you asking for a takeout box?
Guy.
Why are you asking for a takeout box?
Maybe she couldn't finish it.
Maybe she couldn't.
But then
why exactly? Why did you order it? Why did you order it? But you
He
see,
told her to order what she wants. You
Okay.
shouldn't have
But
asked
you
her
see,
to order what they want.
No, because I was being thoughtful. I was being thoughtful.
And
I
not
was being
spend all of
thoughtful.
his money.
No,
Exactly.
for real. Chicken
Exactly.
Alfredo.
Goes both ways. You know
The
what?
entrees is crazy.
Two entrees.
That's
And she
it.
didn't even finish it.
Two entrees.
She was not thoughtful. Was she?
Exactly. Two entrees.
Nonsense.
Two entrees.
Was
Two
she
entrees.
thoughtful?
Yes. Two
Y'all
entrees.
don't care about your man's pockets.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
I couldn't believe it.
Because it's not their money, so why are they worried
couldn't believe
about
it.
how
I couldn't
much
believe it.
is
I
being
couldn't believe
spent?
it.
It's not their own.
I couldn't believe it. I've never
No
seen.
thoughtfulness.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
So after
Naira,
that, I couldn't be thoughtful anymore. Not after
See what
that.
you opened up?
Tanara, as you've heard his story,
Yeah.
you now understand why most men
Can't be
don't do
thoughtful.
that.
Okay,
No, no, no,
listen.
no.
When I
'Cause
said
they
be
take
thoughtful,
advantage
did I
of it.
did I bring up buying a girl clothes? Look what
No,
Deshawn
but
wears. Why
what
would
is-
anybody want this for?
Wait. You didn't have to go that far. You have to go that far. But hold on.
Deshawn wear the same color every single day. Why would you think that the girl would
wait.
like a color that Deshawn bought for her?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? You can be thoughtful with.
But wasn't I being thoughtful?
Bro, like what?
It's the thought
How
that
is he
counts.
impressed
He
with being
didn't.
thoughtful? Like, I don't get this.
He didn't even have to go out of his way to get the gift in the first place.
I
I don't think I.
understand that, and I'm not saying that it didn't warrant a thank you. I never said that. She needed to say thank you. That was disrespectful. But when I said thoughtfulness, I did not buy a bringing no girl no clothes. I did not say buy no.
So what's the
What
definition
is
of
it
being
to you?
thoughtful?
No. I'm saying okay. That is okay. I'm not saying that's not thoughtful. But what was the example I gave? My example is so different than what Deshawn just said. So different. I said a lot of men, when it comes to dates, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know
Okay.
what time. They just say, "Oh, meet me here," and it's always jumbled. If you have a set plan, you know, you bring your little flowers, you open doors, you know, you be a gentleman. A girl would love that. But that's all I said.
So like
I never
you're mentioning
who said
all of
about-
this, and it's like, what is he getting in return? Because the way you're making it seem like y'all just want to be like pampered all your lives.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
What?
But like, what is he getting in return?
Me?
What? Yes, you see it
What?
now. You see
What?
it now.
What do you mean?
What are you bring? Okay, as a woman, what are you bringing to the table?
What do you bring to the table apart from the sandwich?
This guy, he saw the opportunity. And
I took it.
Since tonight, right? It's your turn.
What are we bringing to the table?
Yes.
I know what I'm bringing to the table.
So what is
So
it?
what are you bringing to the table?
What?
You see?
Wait, no, listen. No, listen. What do I bring to the table? Yeah.
Answer the question.
No, you answer it. What do
But
I
they're
bring to the
asking
table?
you.
You shut up.
They're asking you. The question's direct to you.
I think I'm amazing. Okay. I think
Okay.
that I have a great personality.
Yes.
Thank you. I think that you're laughing.
He's
a
coming.
little
No,
too hard.
don't
No,
worry
no,
about
no.
Steph.
He said no.
Yes, I think I have a great personality. I think I have a great sense of humor, a great heart. I'm very kind.
You know, I can agree.
Very
You're
generous.
Very, very funny girl.
Nigga,
Thank
you
you.
crying?
Thank you.
Nigga, you
This guy's been crying the entire podcast. Like I've been trying not to say anything. Every time I look over, like tears are dropping out of this guy's eyes. Like,
And then a plus, I do cook. Thank you. And
a
it's
sandwich.
it's more than no. You know the fact that he's not saying nothing, it's pissing me off. Okay?
Because he asked
I just brought
you
up
the
cooking.
the
Shut-
question was directed to you.
Shut up. We just talked about. I just said I'm a great cook, and then everybody's silent, and then you said nothing, but you eat every day.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
God.
But I think I'm amazing.
Okay.
So that's what I bring to the table. But we're talking about first dates here. We don't even know each other. What?
Yeah, we don't know each other. We expect me to go above and beyond.
Yes.
When I just
What?
met
Am I
you like 2 days
why
ago.
men want to be princesses now?
No, no, no.
What's going on?
No,
Why am I pampering
no,
you?
no,
Am I
no,
supposed
no,
to pamper
no.
That's
you?
another thing that we need to talk about. The fact
I'm
that
not
women
pampering
think
no
that
man.
we want
What?
princess treatments.
Yes.
It's not. We're not asking for.
We never.
For the first
Yes.
date.
See,
Okay,
Is it a crime for a man who wants to treat
listen,
nicely?
listen.
Yo, chill. Let's
No,
get on that.
listen.
'Cause
For
they're
the
always-
first date.
They're always talking
For the
about
first
how
date. No, be quiet. For the
You
first
see-
date.
and you
For the
see
first
what she's
date.
doing right now.
For
This
the
is-
first date.
Oh.
For the first date,
sounds
right?
Crazy.
Do you think that I'm supposed to what? I'm supposed to tell you, hey, girlie, I'm gonna pick you up at this time. Come and be my passenger princess. I'm gonna bring you on a date. I'm gonna open your doors for you. I'm gonna bring you flowers. First date?
No.
It's better you're the one wearing the at this point. First date?
Hold on now, wait a
You
minute.
okay? Eventually, I could say, "Hey, you know, I'm planning this. Be ready at this time." First date, what you want me to do? Open your doors for you, kiss your hand, kiss your forehead, and
I
tell
feel
you
like
I'm paying for
they
everything?
have this whole thing misunderstood. It's no, we're not expecting. We don't want princess treatment. We just want our energy to be reciprocated.
Oh, on the
Because it-
first
because-
date?
Exactly.
No, because like
I don't know you either.
Okay,
we're not talking about no.
We're both
okay,
walking here blind.
Can you open the door for me? No,
You
we're
should
not,
open the door.
No, I'm talking about you're saying
Oh.
how you want. God.
okay.
Damn.
So what do you want a woman to do in return for you on the first date?
No, I'm
Oh,
saying.
no, let me know. Because clearly you have a lot of thought. You know? What should a woman do on a first date for a man to say she's being reciprocal to what he's doing? We're not okay. Let's not listen to Deshawn. What should a woman do? Because remember, that's the only thing a man can say. He want the girl to open up on a first date.
No,
That's
but
what.
hold on.
what
No,
should a woman
that's
do
valid.
gonna
That's
be-
valid. That's valid. I'm not saying in every situation, but that's valid. Because think about it, right? I would have bought all that food, and that girl could have never talked to me again.
True.
And I did all that.
Like what?
Okay,
After
but-
that day, guys, she just blocks you. Never.
She just blocks you,
Okay,
and I
but-
leave with nothing except for
But she
$300
leaves
behind.
home satisfied with bags of food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take out.
That's what I'm
Take
saying.
out
Lunch
But
for
everything is a
tomorrow.
risk.
Yeah,
Everything
she's
is
eating
a
for the
risk.
whole
What do you mean
You
everything's
take
a
a risk
risk?
for everything. Yes, you do.
No, but I want
But
her.
okay,
no,
I'm
no,
asking
I want
you.
I want her to
No,
take
no,
as
no.
much of a
There's
risk
more
as me.
after-
I want her.
But listen,
I want her to take as much of a risk as me.
listen. I'm the only girl here, right? There's a bunch of men. Each of you can answer. What should a woman do that's reciprocal to what you're doing on the first date to make you feel nice? Because you're saying you want the girl to do something, but all now nobody can say what you want the girl to do. Deshawn just said, which is ridiculous. What should a girl do that you can say, you know what, this is reciprocal, I with this girl, this is a risk that she's taking, blah, 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 because this could go left. What should a woman do? Nobody can say
No, that's Sean. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
Me?
I thought, no. She's asking a
What can
genuine
she do?
question.
yes.
What can she do?
Go ahead.
There's a plethora of things that she can do. But first, no, hold on.
Impatience. Damn.
First and foremost, if I planned the whole thing, paid for the whole thing, right?
Like as in all she has to do is just
No, hold on. All she
Bottom
had to do was arrive. All she had to do was arrive. All she had to do was arrive. Right? If there's still some night left, pick up where I left off.
Could you elaborate on that?
I will elaborate on it. That's of course what I'm going to do. That's of course what I'm going to do.
I thought I was gonna say at least say thank you.
No. Thank you. What is thank you? No. What is thank you? I don't know what thank you is. Anyways, but because anybody can say thank you, okay? But if I took you out and we came out of that Red Lobster and we're still in Yondunda Square and it's 9 p.m., pick up where I left off. Have the initiative to say, okay, now let me take you to go get a little something. You know what I mean? For having hosted you and spent all my money on you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A little something. Mm-hmm. You know? For you to just turn your heel and be like, okay, good night.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
What?
Good night.
Okay, good night. You know? Okay, good night.
And it doesn't even have to be anything expensive.
It doesn't have to be nothing.
You didn't stay
But there's
meaning
times where
of-
will pay their money and still goes to girls. So what are we talking about?
But
It doesn't matter.
Is that what we're talking about?
But you're talking about risk. You're talking about, oh yeah, she could ghost me, but be ghosting girls
Okay,
after
cool.
paying
So,
same way. So what
no,
is your
but-
point?
but
There's
what-
no
but
point.
But what
There's
I'm saying is like,
Okay, Steph, what's reciprocal that a girl can do for you?
Exactly what he said because what I'm
No, but go ahead,
My days.
because you're saying exactly what he said, but that's not what you're.
You're gonna make him crash out.
Go ahead.
no, like you know.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
As I was saying, like if I'm going to be putting in all the effort for you, there has to be like for example, if I take you on a date, you know, and let's say I had a car, you know what I'm saying? Because you know right now.
So you don't have a car.
Let him land. His plane is still up there.
So she's coming on the bus
let
to
him
come
land.
meet you.
I thought we were just talking about how understanding we are of
Get
like
a car.
being broke
No,
uni
man,
students.
Exactly, yeah.
even that,
But at least I
even
can pay
that
for.
right
I
there.
can.
Even that right there. Even that right there. No, this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of why personally me sometimes I don't think twice about being thoughtful, right? Because you meet a girl, right? And have mercy, it's like an interview process. Do you have a car? How tall are you? How much money do you make? You know? So you just put me through this whole interview process. And you know every one of those answers that you answer incorrectly. You know? She's looking at you closer and closer to like a I don't even know what. Like you're not even human. You're not even human. You knock off the car, you're at least down 50%. And then you say your height starts with a 5, you go even more. And then you tell her that you work at McDonald's, you're at the bottom, right? And the thing is, girls aren't thoughtful when it comes to that. When I tell her I have no vehicle, I'm 5 this, and I work here,
It's like we don't meet their standards.
if you don't
but
meet
like
their
if it's
standard.
the other way around, because
And
we
if we
like
ask
we
them
don't
how much
mind
they
if
weigh,
that's
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Why are you asking us how tall we are?
That's what I'm saying.
Why are
Always, how
concerned
tall are you?
about our heights?
How many figures are you making in a year? Like,
Exactly. someone
Because
currently
if we
sitting
don't
down you
meet
with no
their
vehicle.
standards, then we're put at the bottom. But if it's the other way around, we don't mind. You
Huh?
get, like if she works,
But
at
I don't have a
McDonald's,
car. But do you have a car?
Is that important?
Eventually.
So
Could have had a long time.
yeah, this has been 13 minutes of just.
That's just the whole take.
This is just the hot take. We haven't even gotten half of the podcast.
Oh my days.
But there's no compromise. We can't meet in the middle.
No.
So like let's
Yeah.
just quickly like summarize the whole take.
Summarize.
You know?
Yeah, who else to summarize? Deshawn, do you want to summarize for us?
In summary,
Yes, boss.
I, as a man, will learn to be more thoughtful when
Thank
it
you.
is that you, as women, learn how to appreciate that which is given to you without complaint.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you for that wonderful summarization. We're gonna move on to our question segment. You guys already know how it works. You guys send us questions. We write them down, fold them up, put them in a piece of paper. No, we write them in a piece of paper, fold them up, put them in a hat.
Yeah, hats.
And then we pull out the ones that we feel are best for today's podcast. So I've had my guests pull out 2 questions, thinking that we're gonna be all over those questions, but we've already spent like the first 30 minutes on the hot take. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Do you still want to go through the 2 questions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's
Yes,
go.
absolutely.
Through,
Why, yes, of course.
Let's go through our first question. Who's trying to? It's beside you. Yeah.
Does closure actually exist, or is it just an excuse to keep talking to your ex?
That's a great question.
I'm just going to start off by saying closure respectfully.
Damn.
Flash it out, bro. You don't need it. So what are you giving me closure for? If she ended, it ends. You move on with your life. You go and enjoy life. Go and find new experiences. What's closure doing for you, bro? Like, is it supposed to give you some sense of peace of mind? I don't want it.
Well, I'm assuming that that's the definition of closure. To be
Peace of
able
mind.
to just give you peace of mind, end things peacefully.
But what peace? As soon as it ended, that's the peace of mind you get. So,
But some guys and girls, they don't think like that.
True, sure.
Some
Especially-
people's
especially-
relationship ended like
Yes, especially when it ends really bad. Like, I don't know, you caught them doing something and they said, "Oh man, I've been suspicious of you. I've just had ideas that you were doing this. It's over," and they walk away, just like that.
no, some cases closure
You don't have the. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the opposing person who got cheated, they didn't get a chance to explain themselves.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, like they didn't. I'm trying to find a way to like kind of like make it make sense. Closure in the sense of something like bad obviously made you guys break up, but both sides couldn't really explain their own perspectives on how they saw the situation.
Wait, but like in a situation where like you are not in the wrong, is the other person that's in the, or somebody's in the wrong and they
Obviously
cheated.
someone's in the wrong. Yeah,
Exactly, and they cheated and they want to like come and talk to you and explain like a full breakdown of why they cheated, why they went to go and sleep with this person. Like, you cheated and that's it. You get so it's like but it's like, why are you coming to break it down like, oh, I did this, I was drunk, this I was high. Like, you cheated, that's all. There's no need to explain it any further. That's making it worse. So is that the closure? Like, to explain the
I
breakdown
feel
of
like
the cheating?
the
Like,
closure would be like the person want to know why you cheated. What
there's no,
why? There could be a why.
they could have made a mistake, or at some points they were uninterested. That's fine.
Okay.
So that would be the closure for you. Because like just thinking about, oh yeah, you're the problem the whole time. Some people want the closure of knowing like, okay, I didn't do anything for you to do this. You just did it because you're a horrible person.
That's very interesting.
That was very interesting.
Any of you guys want to add on to that?
I think that closure
So do you agree
It's
with the
fif-
question?
50-50. Like, I feel like sometimes people use it as a way to just be around their ex. And some people's closures is just, let's be honest here. Like, some people just be like, oh, let's have some type of closure. And the closure is the backseat of the car. So,
Come to my house so I can tell you I'm sorry.
Come to my house. Let me give you that closure.
Come to my house so I can tell you sorry. So I can tell you sorry in person.
Whoa,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So you
get
see,
fucked in
you see what we all know what's going on.
There's no.
Yeah, yeah.
What the it was him.
We're not gonna say any names, but everybody in this room and everybody watching knows who we're talking about. That is not how you go about getting closure.
At all.
That is not how
That's
you go.
complete opposite.
And then as well, right, you know, don't go there for closure, right? And then allow the man to look at you and tell you that the relationship is done, but still sleep with you,
Oh my days.
What is going on?
right? Because some
self-love.
no, where is the self-love? Where is the self-love? So you see, that's
Closure
that,
for closure,
that's what
opening your
that's
legs.
exactly
this?
that's what we're saying. You
close
know,
the relationship,
how
they
are
say
how
open your
how
legs.
exactly how are you supposed to be getting closure and you're tacking more stuff onto the relationship, right? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, right? You know, you've cheated on the man. Okay, you cheated on him, right? If you're watching, you cheated on the man.
Oh my days.
You cheated on the man.
Where did you find this?
Yeah. No, but we're
Watching.
no.
If you said we know you're
If you're watching,
Guys.
if you're watching, this let this
Guy, it
just
feels personal now.
no.
It is.
No. There's nothing personal about it, but this is simply a seminar in how not to go about obtaining closure. And if the case study is watching, then I just want her to know.
We want you to know.
You just revealed that it's a her.
No, it doesn't matter. It could be a her or a him, but who they are knows who they are. But anyways, right? You cheated on the man, okay? You cheated on him.
Big cheek. Too.
Big cheat. Big cheat. You cheated on the man.
Big cheat.
And then the man is gonna find out, right? At
No
this
gas
point,
station at Rosedale.
no gas station at Rosedale.
Guy,
You
Go
know,
ahead.
and I think at this point,
personally.
yeah.
Yo.
I think
It's even about the podcast again.
no. It is about the
Our own
podcast. But
issues are today. That's messy.
this is about
So I love.
this. About
I
this,
love the G.
this is about seeking closure. Seeking closure. You're gonna cheat on the man. You're gonna tell him that you're someone that you were not. Okay? And then you're gonna get caught. Okay? And then the man is gonna break up with you. And then you're going to say, you know what? I'm repentant for what I did. So let me go seek some closure with this man and end off the relationship. Right? How come now that you're going to his house and you're gonna go get the closure, right? You went there for closure. That's what you went there for. Basically, this all goes to say that if you're not serious about that word, don't be bringing that up.
You went there for a closure.
You went there for closure.
You went there for a closure.
Not closed dick.
Wait,
Closure,
wait,
okay?
hold on. You went there for a closure, not an opening.
Not
Yes,
opening.
yes, exactly.
Not an opening.
I see what you did. Yeah. Come on over this. That's a bar.
So yes, he's speaking the truth. You went over there for closure, right? So this just goes to say that if your intentions are closure, keep your intentions pure. If you intend to go, if you know that you are not mature enough to go over there and actually go seek closure, leave the people alone. Just have the breakup be the closure. Because you see, the case study, right? The case study that's definitely watching.
Referring them to the case.
The case study that's
crying.
yeah. The case study that's definitely watching, right? You see, the case study is a very immature person, right? This is someone immature.
Okay.
Immature person. This is someone that, you know, when they spoke about seeking closure, I rolled my eyes, right? Because I know you weren't going over there to go seek closure. And lo and behold, you went over there and you didn't. And you went to go seek closure an additional 4 or 5 times. Okay? I don't know how many times you're going to close the book. Okay? But eventually the book, you know, like...
You can't close the book.
You can't close...
You're not opening.
You can't
it.
close something that's not open.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
So
closed. You shouldn't really open it
the
again.
no the book
Was that a bar?
the book has been left open. The book has been left open. But anyways, right? You're going over there talking about seeking closure when that's not your intentions, right? And you know that's not your intentions. You knew, case study, when you went over to this man's house, it wasn't for damn closure.
She's messy now.
The case study went over there to start a new chapter. And if you
What?
Wait. I knew it was a good idea to bring him. Wait.
she knew exactly
Fix your mic, fix your mic.
yeah. The case
baffled.
study knew exactly what she was doing, right? She knew exactly what she was doing. And she went over there and she did it.
Case study.
She added an additional 10 chapters to that book. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe my eyes until right now. I'm still confused. Until right now, I'm still confused. And if you can imagine, the book was never closed. The book was never closed.
She was just flipping over to another page.
Huh?
She was just flipping over
She
to
started
another.
another book.
She started another
Oh,
book.
she was just starting.
She started another book without finishing the first one.
Volume 2.
Volume 2, without finishing the first one. If you can imagine it, now she have a bookshelf of books. None of them closed. So yes,
Do any of them even have covers?
no, some of them have covers.
No title, just
No
bare
title.
books.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're going about seeking closure like the case study, right? Then that's not the right way of going about doing it. Do I believe that closure exists? Yes. Yes, I do. But only if both parties are in the state of mind to seek closure. Now, no one party can be in the state of mind and the other isn't, because then it's not going to work. Both parties need to be in the state of mind to seek closure and move on to better, different and better things, Don't be the case study. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, using the case study as an example.
Yes, the case study. I'm well versed in the case study.
Would you say that both parties in that case study were really seeking for closure?
Listen.
Hold on,
Hold on. No.
Wait a minute,
I'll tell you.
Wait, let me tell you something.
What?
Daniel, let me tell you something. See. Both parties in this case study, not both of them were seeking closure.
None of them.
Nobody was seeking closure.
Nobody
Nobody really needed closure.
I would tell you.
A good.
I would tell you. I would tell you.
You know, is it like 18 plus or?
Guy.
No. It doesn't even need to go that far, because I will tell you, right? Let's say the second, not the case study, but
One of the
participants in the case study, right? This individual, you got cheated on, okay?
He doesn't know.
What?
Wait, guys, continue the story.
It's
Guy,
okay, so-
fashion this podcast, bro. No, fashion this.
He'll be filled in. But the point is, he got cheated on. Okay? He got cheated on. So obviously, this man, he's going to be upset. Okay?
Sorry, sir.
This man, this character in the case study.
Wait.
Hold on now. This character in the case study is ready to go their separate way. Okay? But
He actually closed the book.
He closed the book. He closed the book.
Like, shut and locked
Wait,
it.
is this still about the case study?
Yeah, this is about the
yeah.
case study, right? He closed the book. As a matter of fact, he got the thread and he threaded the book is closed. It's closed, right?
And he locked it and he threw
And he
it.
locked it and
Oh my
and then he dipped it in wax and he threw it away. It's closed. It cannot be opened, right? The case study is gonna pick up herself and go over there and drag that book back open for no reason.
She
Right?
got her tools.
Okay, it's clicking. I'm fucking the tea. I'm clocking it. Okay.
So yes, so if you're going about seeking closure, and honestly, the case study is applicable to most of these questions. So even if we were what were we talking about the last time about people being grateful or ungrateful? What were we talking
The
about?
first thing on thoughtful, the hot
Thoughtful,
take thing on the first thing thoughtful,
exactly, right? Now, mind you, me and the case study never had a relation, never. But I did invest several $100s
That
in the
he
case,
wants back.
that I want back in the case study. In the case study.
This is so personal.
Okay. No.
I love being black,
because
I love this.
the case study is applicable to most of these scenarios, right? So I invested around $250 in the case study. Did I ever hear a thank you?
That's not my rent.
That's half my rent too. Okay. I invested 200 at minimum.
You want that money right now?
Crazy.
What?
You want that money right now in your pocket?
Yes. A minimum of $250 in the case study. Okay. Now, mind you, the case study never said thank you to me. The case study never reciprocated any of that to me. The case study would look at me as though I owed the case study. At least, right? The case study, that's not how you go about seeking closure. That's not how you go. Because you see, the thing about the case study, right, is, again, remember, I'm well versed in the case study, right?
Yeah.
I'm well versed in the case study. The case study had no intentions of going over there to go conclude anything. The case study knew exactly what they were going over there for, right? Because remember, if you were going over there with the intention, to seek closure, that's what you wanted, right? Nothing could derail you from that plan, right? If you were truly done, nothing could derail you from that plan, right? This person's truly done. So if both of you were in the same state of mind, you would have came over there and you would have said, okay, things are done. Okay? But if you're not mature and you have ulterior motives, you're just using closure as an excuse to get close to this person again so that you can execute those ulterior motives. Right? You're immature. And you can't be talking about closure. So until you're in the state of mind where you're mature enough to actually see closure and be serious about that, then closure is real. But otherwise, closure is not real. Okay.
Before we go to the next question, man, do you have anything else to say? Like you said that you.
No, I mean, kind of what you said already. It's like closure. Someone's seeking closure, kind of like a disguised attempt at like reconnection.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
So it's like sometimes people say that they want closure, but really they're looking for like a different like. See if there's like they can have like a different outcome or something like. Or just make it's like another way of saying like you missed them without really saying you missed them.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
It's like imagine like you're with like a new partner or whatever, and you're trying to get closure from your ex,
Yeah.
and then like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go see this guy for some closure, but like
No closure.
you're just
Which guy?
if you miss the guy, just say you missed the guy. You feel me? Like
Don't try to cover it up or lie about it.
let's not throw all these like terminology try to make you sound
don't
like
worry,
it's,
I'm just gonna go sleep with him for closure. Like, what
that's
is
what I'm
that?
saying.
bro?
I'm just gonna open my legs a little bit.
Wait.
Okay, it's all good.
But yeah. I mean, I think Deshawn already like covered like most of it.
He covered most of it.
Like that case study was
good job,
pretty-
Deshawn. That was that was a
Thank you.
very well said
Thank you.
examination on the case study.
Yes.
We're gonna move on to our second and last question for today's podcast. Why don't you, Mr. Leheni?
That was quite the case study. I can't lie. God damn.
I get over
My
it.
goodness.
That was very
God,
practical.
Food.
Yeah.
Oh,
How should you approach the opposite gender when you start to see when you start to show guys, it's still baffling.
When they start to show
when they start to show signs of interest.
Ooh.
Okay, let's repeat
Never.
that question.
Yeah,
one more
Sorry.
time.
Yeah, that case study was how should you approach the opposite gender when you start to show signs of interest?
This can use the case study.
Yeah.
Can we drop the case study like
I thought the case was closed.
No,
case closed.
no.
As a woman, I'm sorry. A lot of women are bold, right?
Yeah.
A lot of women are bold.
Hold on,
Very.
no. Wait, can I speak about this one?
Okay.
So like, y'all know I be at the gym like 6 hours in every day, bro. Like, they don't like. There was this one girl, right? I was doing my workouts, I was lifting like heavy weights as usual, normal. And then she sees me lifting the weight, and she's looking at me. And then me too, I'm looking back at her, and we're looking back and forth at each other. Hold on. So in her mind, she's thinking if she's looking my way, she's interested.
Yes.
Or she's showing it. But, guy, it's just this whole back and forth of I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, and it's like, if you don't come over, if you don't, like, how am I supposed to know what you look? I'm not done, goddamn.
Oh, sorry.
Because, like, you just looking at me, it could mean many things. Do you get? Like, it could mean, like, you have slight interest in me. Or you could say, like,
oh, his form just looks good.
he just looks good. He has a nice pair of pants. Where did he get it from? Or she could be looking at you in disgust. That look that we're doing back and forth, it could mean many things. Guy, come over and say something. Like, say it with your chest, like a big girl. You just look at...
No, but he's right though.
Because
A lot
you
of
just
them
looking,
don't
it could
just-
mean so many things.
Yeah.
So what if I now think, oh, she's with me, like she's interested, and I now go over to go and talk to her. I embarrass the out to myself, and she'll never speak to me again. And then after that, she'll keep looking at me like, what the do you want from me?
You know who will pay me the most? I should go and tell other people, other women.
They should
that,
not go and tell
okay,
other
this
women
lady,
that,
I'm
oh,
interested.
this is weird, this and
Yeah.
that. I'm interested. I'm showing him signs. He's not taking the signs. Like, guy, you just looked at me like I'm one ugly. What do you
For
want me
example,
to do, bro?
before me and him started dating, I thought he was fine. What?
Okay.
Did you know that? No.
No, okay.
What? No. But like, I thought that you were supposed to know it. You know what I mean?
But the question
because
is
every
how?
single time. No.
How? See, it's just
You
this
just
like strange
people
people.
think that, like, I don't know. Women think that we're supposed to be like mind readers. Or
We're supposed to read their minds for what?
Like,
how am I
Why
supposed to
does
just
that
automatically
change?
know you think I'm fine? Like,
Can you explain the analogy from a woman's perspective? Let's all just stay quiet and hear what she has to say.
okay.
No,
I'm
I'm not
okay.
trying to put you on the spot, but I want to genuinely understand what
for
it is.
me, it was more like, okay, I thought he was attractive, okay, you know, and then he actually heard, because I was talking to blank, and I was like, hey, you know, like, I think he's fine, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh, go ask him for some laundry detergent then, because we were supposed to get laundry detergent, and I was like, no, let's just go to the store. And she was like, no, go ask him. Went,
Laundry
knocked on
detergent?
his-
No,
yes,
no.
went, knocked on his door, and I was like, he heard all of this conversation, but he still didn't speak to me. I was like, okay, cool. We had a conversation, then,
No, continue.
and at this point, like, we live in the same house. So there was one time he was cooking, I went, had like a conversation. He said that the whole time I was cheesing, that was supposed to be your sign. Like, I'm here talking to you, I'm literally smiling my life away. Why would I think that a is ugly and I'm here like smiling with you? That makes no sense. So if a girl's looking across the room from you and she keeps staring at you and you keep staring at her and she's smiling or she's showing any signs of like happiness, she thinks you're attractive and she's waiting for you to
In my
come
case,
over
she
and
was
talk to
not
her.
smiling for jack, bro.
One thing I want to point
Jack.
out. One thing I want to point out, and this goes for every girl watching this podcast, is one thing about a guy. If you're not being direct with the guy, he's not gonna move forward with like whatever assumptions you have with him. Let me tell you why. Let's say that the guy that you're talking about, you know, that you said, oh, he heard everything, you know, so and so. Let's say he does end up making a move. There are two possible things that could happen. One of them is the one that happens the most. Option one, he does nothing and waits for the female to eventually be like, hey, so it's been a couple months now, not even days. It's been a couple months now. I've been looking at you, you know, I've been checking you out. Can we please go out? He possibly says yes. That's option one. Option two, he makes the bold, confident move to go up to you and say, hey, I mean, I've been hearing some things or I've been seeing you a couple times and you look really pretty. Can we start talking? Do you know what will happen in that? Do you know what happens most in that situation? The girl laughs in his face and they go on with their day. 90% of the time, that's what happens to men. That 10%, that's a very slim percentage that doesn't happen to men.
Rare opportunity.
It's very rare because
yes.
you know why it's rare? Because it almost never happens.
Exactly. You see,
Because it's like,
I have one.
Sorry.
I have one from my own personal experience, right? Now it's kind of the reverse of hers, but you know, I was sitting in the BSI one day, right? There's this one girl I've been seeing her on campus since first semester.
I think you told me about it.
Yeah, I must have told you about it. I think everybody knows about it, but now everybody at home can know about it too. You know?
Welcome
Because
to
you
the
see,
club.
I think I've gotten to the point where I know it's not happening, so I just left it alone, right? So now I'm okay to tell the story. Seen her on
you
campus.
miss your opportunity.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
But again, right?
Like, as a nigga,
no,
I kept
but
telling
listen,
you, like,
listen,
before you
listen.
go to Toronto,
No,
like,
it goes back to what he was saying. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it over there, right? But I've been seeing her on campus since first semester, right? Yeah, I know it's horrible.
Time, bro.
From time, yeah, been seeing her, but at then times I was on other objectives, but the case study, man.
Holy.
The case study's the one that messed it up for you, man.
But that's a
not
story.
gonna lie.
That's a story for another time.
250.
That's a story for another time.
Where?
I've been seeing her walking around since first semester, right? And I always thought she was cute, you know? Little short thing with glasses. I was like, you know what? Because,
Wait,
It's okay. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
yeah. Little short thing with glasses, and, like, I've been seeing her walk around all the time. And, like, like, she's cute, like, like I would go over and go talk to her, right? But in this, it's the same thing that plays, it's just like he was saying. It's the same thing that plays in every man's head. What if I go over there and she laughs at me? Because 9 times out of 10, she's not, even if you do get the number, 9 times out of 10, you go home, after that first message, you'll
Blocked.
never hear from her again.
Never.
Ghosted.
You'll never hear from her again. So anyways, like I got myself in some trouble because, one day, sitting down to the BSI lounge, and I was like, she's here. This is the first time I've seen her up close, This is the first time. This is the first time I've ever seen her up close. I only see her walking past, and I can never see her for long, right? So it's the first time I ever saw her up close. Not like maybe about as far as you are, but like closer than I've ever been to her before. Anyways, I was like, let me look at her, like let me check her out, because I never seen her this.
Check her out.
Yeah,
Let me analyze it.
Let me check her out because I never seen her. I never seen her this close before, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like she's a pretty girl. So I was looking at her, right? Looking for a little bit too long, right? And then then there's the awkward moment when you're looking at her, she looks back at you, and now you're just looking at each other. And in that moment, right, I could have made the decision to be like, come here, or could have made the decision to be like, hey, say something.
But
what? The stress, the stress. So I didn't say nothing. So I just, stared and stared until she
kept looking back at her.
What? Yes. Yes. And then eventually, I guess the stare off got to the point where she just looked away, and after that, I knew it was. After that, I knew it was. And then after that, it was all about playing. It was all about playing damage control, but I don't think I don't think any amount of damage control could have saved me from that. Too bad. She was a pretty girl.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, she was a pretty girl. I'm not gonna lie.
But like now you understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Everything that you're seeing is making sense.
Yeah.
Because what if you actually went up to go and approach her? Guy, even if he gets the number, which is rare by the way. He does get the number.
Yeah.
Once he gets home and he sends a hey, that's bro. Go to ghost him, block him. You never see him again.
seen him
Never
again.
seen him.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm not gonna lie.
but anyways, god damn it. So my question is, what's the point in putting us through all this stress when you know you're not even interested in the start?
Because sometimes you're scared. Genuinely, I'm not even joking. Sometimes a would approach you, and because of we can't lie. There's a lot of things that have happened where a woman would reject a man, and his ego can't take it, and then he lash out in physical ways. That has happened multiple times. So a lot of girls, especially if it's at night or even if it's during the day, because you know what can happen or what potentially can happen, sometimes a girl just give you her number, her Instagram out of fear.
Wow.
And just give it to you.
Well, can I? Cause like,
wait.
Can I speak on that? Because like, bro, like I feel like men in Windsor, that's not what they're thinking about. You guys, when we get rejected, because Windsor is such a small place. Guy, we're all worried about our reputation.
Literally,
I
was thinking the
if
same
you are
thing.
telling
Yeah.
me like you don't, if you give me your number and or you don't or whatever, and you lash out. I lash out. That's going to mess up my reputation. And
yeah.
Windsor is a classroom, bro. If I lash out at you, it's going to get to him, then to get to him, then all of a sudden whole BSI, then all of a sudden the whole University of Windsor, all of a sudden the whole Windsor, it goes to St. Clair, it goes to Hamilton, Brampton, Toronto, it goes to the whole of Canada.
Brampton, North York.
Everywhere, bro. North, south, east, west York. So it's like, bro, we're worried about like our reputation and how far like it's going to reach. So that thing that you're saying about lashing out, that's not likely at all in this Windsor. I promise
but
you.
a lot of women can have experiences outside of Windsor that make her cautious about giving her number out, or like even the reason why she give her number out. Some people are cautious because when it comes to your egos,
Wait, I thought we were talking about like when a girl gives us a sign.
No.
What?
He's
Wait,
saying
so-
about
No, like-
rejection and like why a woman would give you her number even if she's not interested in you. And I'm telling him the reason why a girl will do that. Sometimes that. Or sometimes some girls are really nice and they just don't want to hurt your feelings. And it's better to just...
But
I'd honestly
it's gonna hurt my
Just say
feelings
it.
when I get home and you don't message me.
I'd rather you hurt my feelings than to pretend like you actually give a about my feelings.
Yes,
Even
Because
like,
that's gonna hurt my feelings more. Because why are you pretending like you care about my feelings when you don't?
Like
That's
you're
going to be
it's
weird.
opening
You
the
walk
door
away
for
thinking
me
you took the
to-
W.
Yeah, you're
Like,
walking
okay,
away.
I got her number. Got
Like
her
life
number.
is sweet.
No
I got
text
her
her,
number.
no
She's
response.
mine.
Yeah.
Like what? That's
It doesn't
weird.
make
That's crazy
sense.
word.
It
That's what I'm
doesn't make
saying.
sense.
I don't know. That's not good.
That's horrible.
Since I'm gonna be here a few days longer, maybe I'll go down to the BSI and see if she's there.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. As soon as she's done her exam, she's going.
No,
Bro, you're going in 3 days. What
it's
are you going
done. If I could pick up a rock off the floor, I'll the case study, man. I'll the case study.
He was doing great. And the
I was
case
doing
study
so
f***ed up
good.
by
I was
just
doing
one
so
word.
good. I was doing so good. I was getting this close. You don't need to know about nothing. But I was getting one day. I was getting this close to asking the big question, the case study.
The case study messed
The
it
case
up.
study. The case study mashed up. And
And the worst part about it, just kept repeating it.
Yep.
And nobody was hearing. No
Yep.
one was hearing. The girl wasn't even listening because the girl don't like you. But the girl wasn't even listening to you. And then
Yep.
and then you said, and then she said it over and over
Yep.
and over again until the girl heard. And Deshawn's life shattered.
In that moment, I think in a second I aged 5 years.
How does that even work?
No, I'm telling you, in a second I aged 5 years.
No, like anybody that saw his face visually
No,
saw his face
visually-
just drop.
yeah,
Like,
I aged 5 years in
Wow.
that moment.
it was that bad.
It was
It
horrible.
was that bad.
like I felt the secondhand pain.
It was that bad.
Like he was moping around for
Yeah.
days.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
It was bad. Bro went like 2 weeks looking for a rock to throw.
No, he was so.
It was that
he was
bad.
so mad at her.
was that
like,
bad.
He was mad.
It was that
Because
bad.
the worst part was she said it the first time.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody
heard.
heard.
Deshawn heard.
I heard.
Emmanuel heard. We heard. But the person he was plotting on did
I
not hear.
I was just
Wow.
I was just sitting there. I was like, please don't say it again.
She said it again.
She said
the
it
girl
again.
didn't hear. I swear.
She said it
3
one
times.
more time,
And then that's when the girl
and then she
heard.
heard, and then it was. It was.
Yeah.
And I was doing so much. You see, that's why I couldn't make any gains on anybody after her, because I put so much energy and dedication into that that you know.
took time. Like he nurtured that.
I
No,
nurtured
he
that.
did.
Nurtured
He
that.
literally made sure he know where he's planting his seed. He
Wait.
watered the seed every day for it
Yeah.
to grow. Okay, he put it right in front of the sun, so it's getting sunlight. It's perfect.
I couldn't
And
believe
then
it.
one day, a lawnmower just completely.
Is a lawnmower the case study?
The case study. The case study. The case
his
study.
hard-working
I'm not gonna lie.
tree.
Your third segment should just be about the case study.
Wait, okay. Now that we're talking about it, we're gonna just head into our open.
Yes,
guest.
okay, so we can talk about whatever we
Hold on,
wanna talk about.
Let me introduce it. We're heading into our open guest segment where our guests get to talk about anything they want to talk about. So with that being said, guys, what do you want to talk about?
A lot of people have been waiting to hear an in-depth analysis on the case study.
Analysis.
And people have been wanting to learn about the nuances of the case study.
Using these big words, like
You know?
Where are they coming from?
I think we can all learn something from the case study.
We can.
I think we can all learn something from the case study. Now, the case study brings to mind a word from my home country. Okay?
What a great way to start.
Right?
And I think the case study, along with this word, shall form the basis of what we're going to talk about right now. Okay? This word goes as follows.
poetry.
Okay?
Poetry in motion.
Yeah.
No, for real.
This word goes as follows. Nuff. Okay?
Okay.
Inquisitive.
Nuff.
Enough. What does
Enough.
enough mean?
Inquisitive.
Yeah,
I'm gonna no, not inquisitive.
That's what it means.
It could mean that.
Yeah.
But nuff, no. Inquisitive implies something positive. Nuff. Nuff inquires something
You're
enough,
just so
enough-
in
sorry.
You just want to be in
Exactly.
everything.
No. We'll break down nuff for you. Someone that is nuff is someone that would see that within that fireplace is a raging fire, but push their hand in there anyways. You're nuff. And then you're gonna get burnt and cry.
Interesting introduction. Like,
Exactly.
what?
You know, you're gonna push your hand in the fire, and when you get burnt, you're gonna start crying, and then look at me for sympathy.
but
No, you're enough.
Yeah.
Why did you push your hand in there? You're enough, right?
Knowing that the thing is hot.
Now, yes, knowing that it's hard. So the case study embodies the concept of what it means to be nuff. Embodies the concept of what it means to be nuff, right? Like we spoke about earlier in regards to the case study. You cheated on a man, okay? Now you're going to cry to the victim and all of his friends about, oh my gosh, I cheated on someone. And it's, you know, and then now we just have to ask, we just have to ask the question, are you not enough? What do you mean you put yourself in a position to suffer repercussions and now you're crying about the repercussions? No, go. You made your decision, right? So this is, in general, this is going to be a PSA against being nuff, right? Against being nuff, right? And there's just there's a plethora of examples throughout my career here at the University of Windsor where I've seen on full display just unhinged nuffness. Okay, so that's just a preamble to what we're about to say. But
Oh, that's just the beginning.
no, that's just a preamble to what we're about to say. But we can preamble to what we're about to say. We didn't even get into
Oh,
it.
it is
yet.
a pre-game.
This is just a preamble to what we're about to say. But you know, me and Tanira, you know, being the foremost scholars on the case study,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
can try to give you a linear but concise understanding of
It's a synopsis, you
the
know?
a synopsis of the case study and her antics. So in the name of the Most High, the Merciful, the Beneficent, the case study.
What's that introduction?
September 2024. University of Windsor. The story begins.
We're leaking numbers and adding.
248 California Avenue. Okay, the story began. At the time, nobody could have known that the case study was that enough. Nobody could have known. There were warnings, but there were not signs.
Wolves in sheep clothing.
Wolves in sheep's clothing. There were warnings, but there were not signs. Okay? September 3rd, 2024.
No, it was a 4.
No. It was the 3rd. September 3rd,
Okay.
2024.
Dates memorized.
In front of Erie Hall.
Front of
Oh, that's when I introduced you to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
ahead.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about my introduction to her.
Okay.
September 3rd,
This is messy.
2024.
I love being black.
In front of Erie Hall. The area between the Rock and the Rainbow Cross. Right in front of the bus stop.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
Bus two?
Bus 2. Bus 2. This is where our story starts. Okay?
Is that where you met the case study?
No, that's when the case study met her victim.
That's when the case study met. That's where the case study met her victim, and the case study really started. Right before
Exhibit A.
Exhibit
Exhibit
A. Everything.
You are crazy. That.
Yeah.
it's the case I didn't know that.
Everything. Everything prior to that was benign. Okay?
Okay.
But following that is when things started to become malignant in nature.
Malignant.
Okay? And the malignancy
I don't know.
the malignancy of the case study from that point on only became more and more and more voracious in its appetite.
What?
Wow.
More hungry, man.
More hungry.
He said more hungry.
Until it consumed many names, many characters.
So many characters.
Yep. Anyways, September 4th, 2024, between the Rock and the Rainbow Cross in front of the 2 bus stop. The case study found her first victim. Now, let's go back to being Nuff, okay? Nuff. Let's go back to being Nuff, right? Now, this is where the Nuffness started. You, mind you.
You went up to him.
Now let's go back to the last question we spoke about having
interest?
feelings and interests, right? So you took it upon yourself as a girl, right?
As a lady.
As a lady to approach a gentleman, right? Now, mind you, you're being Nuff because you're going out of your way, right? Okay, cool. Now, if anything bad happened to you, you couldn't blame anybody because you went over there. Okay, cool. So you were being Nuff. That's where the Nuffness started. Okay. Fast forward maybe like a month. The Spagos.
No,
The
that was my
Caesars.
birthday.
What?
My birthday was when we went out together. We're talking about your birthday, the cookout.
Oh yes.
And he came and he dapped her up.
Huh?
Your birthday's on the cookout?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was on the cookout.
the 8th.
Right.
And then we were there, and then the case study's victim dapped her up in front of everybody.
Dapped her up in front of everybody. But that's neither here nor there. That was before the case study became malignant. Right?
What does
At-
malignant mean?
At this
Can you break down what malignant means?
malignant.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
A cancerous tumor can either be benign or malignant.
Oh shit!
Benign means that it can be removed.
It can be removed.
And yeah, you would survive. Malignant means that it's more dangerous.
Yeah.
HK
It will-
did his
it will
thing.
grow.
HK did his thing.
Tell me.
Shout out Dr. Andrews.
It will grow. It will grow. It will grow. Anyways, this was before it became malignant, or at least before anybody was aware that it would become malignant. So we're not even going to start there. Where we're going to start is the endless nights out, right? Now, the case study was notorious for never being home, right? Now, mind you, nobody's coming to come pick you up. You're picking up yourself, and you're going over to other people's houses, okay?
Driving
Cool.
yourself.
Driving yourself over there, okay? So you're going over there, right? Now, mind you, if you're putting this much energy into this into this exercise, okay? You're putting that much energy into it, right? You would expect the case study to be committed to the exercise. You would expect that, right? Who could have imagined? Who could have imagined that not even 2 months following the inciting incident,
Up.
who could have imagined not even 2 months following the inciting incident, the case study would claim her first up? Would claim her first up by being what? Nuff. Right? You picked yourself up and you did something that you knew you weren't supposed to do. Then you started bawling. Right? And then you're gonna go throw yourself down in front of people's houses, right? But how are we supposed to feel sorry for you? You're being Nuff. You know?
No, wait. Let's all say it all together.
You're being Nuff. You're being Nuff. No one told you to go over there. No one told you to get caught. Actually, you know? All right? No one told you to do any of that
You
shit.
should have did your research
You
first.
should have did
Map
your
it
research.
out.
Map it out,
Is
right?
there a gas station at Rosedale? If
There
there's
you
not,
go.
then why would you come up with that type of lie?
Why would you go over there, right? Okay,
Guys.
cool, right? Now, mind you,
Many things to do.
Yeah, no, me too.
now we can go even further with the case study. You know, we can fast forward at least a few weeks from that moment, right? Now, this goes back to our whole thing about not being serious when it comes to closure, because you went over there for closure because you f***ed up because you were enough. But then you flip to a next chapter when the book should have been closed. Whatever, right? You are then going to proceed following the false closure to open up 3 or 4 other books. Okay?
Oh my days.
3 or 4 other books. Now you have like 5 books open. Simultaneously. You have a simultaneous group of 5 books currently open. Okay?
She wanted to explore the options in the book.
And she can't read. It would be one thing if you could read. It would be one thing if you could read. But you have 5 books open, you can't read.
That's
evil.
That's evil.
Okay?
That's evil.
No.
Evil.
No, but I'm telling the truth. Because how can you have 5 books open you can't read? You can't read. 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 Now, mind you, I'm not the most literate person myself, but I can string a sentence together. The case study can't read, but has all these books open. Okay? Close some of these books.
Please.
Close some of these books. Close some of these books. Because you're looking through these big books and you can only pick out 2 words. Close some of these books. 5 books open. Can't read. You're looking
2 words.
You're scanning through the sentences and you don't know what they say. Okay? Cool. Your first book finally finds out that you're trying to read other books. Okay? And finally has enough of it. So the book closes in on itself. Okay? And now most people would take that as a sign to close some of these other books. But no. You've only gotten ready. You're trying to build a library. Okay? You're trying to build a library. You're trying to build a library of open books. Right? Now, mind you, you're trying to build a library of open books.
And all these books, you're like writing yourself. Nobody.
No, hold on.
No one's writing it with you.
That's not even. That's. You see. She's actually being very nice right now because not only can the case study not read, the case study can't write. Okay. The case study can't read, and the case study can't write. Right. So, what is your business with all these books? Because you can't read, you can't write. So you just have books sitting there for fun, open, front page each, right? Cool. Eventually, I guess the amount of books she had open was more than she could handle, because eventually books started finding out about books.
How do books find
Find
out about
other
books?
books.
Okay.
That's how much this story is like.
Our audience will fill in the blanks, but the case study started up because books started finding out about books, right? And now the case study again, who is very unserious. Remember, this goes back to the whole thing about closure and being unserious, right?
Enough.
So now enough, exactly.
Enough.
Enough, right? Enough, right? So now you have to go out there and extinguish all of these books with bullshit. Right? Mind you, you have this book open while this book is also open, and this book is also open, and this book finds out about this book. You have to go tell this book that you're not talking to this book, but this book is actually lying and is talking to this book. This book has
You talk about the books.
Yeah. No.
Book and
No. But anybody can string it together and understand, right? And now this book that you're trying to read, someone's already reading it, and they can read. This book. All right.
I know the title of the book. I know the
Okay.
chapters. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This book, someone's already reading it, and they can read. This book, someone's already writing in it, and they can write.
And you can't make your book have the same collection, same
That's what I'm
author,
saying.
same everything.
Same
that
everything.
makes
That's what I'm saying.
No sense. It's like a series of
Exactly.
books.
All your books are the same volume of the same series. You know?
So obviously they're gonna find out.
Go read some other books.
Please.
Go read
Please.
some other
Some
books.
other
But
authors,
anyways,
some-
remember, the case study is enough.
Hey,
The case study is enough.
Okay.
The case study is enough and bright and wants to go out there and read other people's books. Okay?
People have ownership of their own
People have
book, and
ownership
you're
of
trying
their
to
own books.
take
That's what
it
I'm
I
saying.
don't have books anymore.
Okay? So the case study is trying to go read other people's books. Okay? Now, mind you, when the owners of these books clap back and say, "Why are you reading my book?" Now you're going to say, "What book?" Right? And then you're going to try to go to other people and try to get them on your side when it's like, "Oh, no. I saw you reading that book. As a matter of fact, I saw you trying to write in it." You know?
She was trying to change.
She was trying,
Trying
to
to change
She
some
was trying to change
words.
some words around, but true.
Writes the book.
And
Yeah,
the worst part about it, you know that this book, someone has ownership of this book.
You know someone
But
has
you
ownership of
still
this book.
want this book.
You want
when
this
there's
book.
so many books.
There's a million books.
But
There's
you
a million
want
books.
this
There's
specific
a million
book.
books. There's a million books, right? But and it's strange. But anyways, right? That's what you get for having no just
No
being
shame.
enough, right? And having no shame, right? So now we are, I think we're close to the modern day right now, but as of right now, all the books have been closed because I think
The books are starting to find out.
the books are
rapidly.
starting to find out. We're in the modern day. We're in the last few months right now. This is where started to really heat up, right? Because now the case study has advanced to a whole librarian, the amount of books that are open. Okay? A whole librarian, the amount of books that are open, right?
Okay.
And now, mind you, all these books that are being read have authors. All of them. Okay? Now, you're trying to position yourself, the case study, as the author, right? But these books have authors. And these books know they have authors, right? And you know these books have authors. Why would you associate yourself with a book that has an author that you are aware of, and you go and you cheese in this author's face every single day, knowing that you're trying to read their book?
That's a good question.
Doesn't make any sense, right? 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 Now, this goes back to being enough, right?
Hey.
Enough.
Okay.
This goes back to being enough, right? Because, mind you, the author, the book, the case study, all the other books and all the other authors are in the same circle. As a matter of fact, they're all written.
Okay.
They're all written.
Love when you put the pieces.
Yeah. No, because it's starting to make sense now, right? All the authors are all writing about the same thing, right? All of them are found in the Nigeria section of the library.
Oh my god.
Sometimes Guinea.
Sometimes
It's
Ghanaian,
slim.
but it's all in the West African section of the library. Yeah, of course we are. Of course we are. It's all found in the West Africa section of the library, right? It's all found in the West Africa section of the library. So now, mind you, again, do you not think that if all these books are
Have
in
the
the same
same theme.
section? No, they're all in the same
theme,
section.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying. All these books are in the same section. Half of these books, their authors, they all know each other. As a matter of fact, they may have even co-written the books. Okay?
They did it for the plot.
They might have co-written the books. But the point is, all these books and all these authors, they know each other. Why would you try to read all these books and think that nobody's going to find out? And then, when the authors do find out that you're reading their books, now you're going to bawl. Because you're enough. Leave people's books alone. Leave people's books alone. Like, I never heard of that before, I never heard of that before, but I don't know, man.
Let's stop the reading.
Let's stop the reading.
Stop
Let's
the
stop.
writing,
Let's
stop
stop.
the taking
Especially
books.
that's what I'm saying. Because I've never heard of I've never heard of an illiterate person that has such an interest in books.
Whoa, wow, oh my days. That was, you see, you had a manual, like,
Yeah.
right away.
I've
Whoa.
never heard of an illiterate person have such an interest in books.
Wow.
Never. I've never heard of an illiterate person have such an interest in books.
And please, like the the story, like, let it come to you.
Yes,
Stop
exactly.
building the
Right.
story. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, stop building it. Like,
Exactly.
you're the one that's always trying to find these authors. You're always trying
No,
to
find these books.
No, these books. Sorry,
Find these
sorry.
books.
You're always trying to find these books. Let the book come to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Once in a while, you know what I mean?
Once in a while.
Sometimes you can take a look at a book if you want, you know, but once in a while, let the book
come to you. Let the book find you.
Please.
And stop trying to, again, if you can't write, why are you trying to write in this book? You can't write. In conclusion,
Okay.
Anybody that wants to contact me for a full and more in-depth segment on
He already gave his number.
the case study,
Just call him for more case studies.
they can speak to me directly, because the case study, the books, the authors, it's a lot. But in conclusion, right? The case study, she got burnt.
Wow.
She got burnt. Again, pushing your hand into the fire that you had no business pushing your hand into, and expecting yourself not to get burnt, right? Authors found out, books started talking to books. And she got burnt. Don't be enough.
Let's say it all together.
Don't be enough.
man.
Okay.
Leave people's books
Oh,
alone.
Yo, I think we can drop the case story now. Like, we
Okay.
talk enough.
You know what, guys? Thank you so much, Deshawn. Thank you so much for your story. I appreciate you guys once again taking the time out of the day to hop on this segment with me. I guess the moral of the story is like
Don't be
Deshawn
enough.
said, don't be enough. Anyways, guys, we're wrapping up our 2-hour segments for the day. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of the day to join me on this session. Why don't you guys shout out your social media platforms and let everyone know where to find you before you guys leave?
Once again, I'm still processing that case study. My goodness me. Once again, I'm Stephanie, whatever you want to call me. Is it Lay_Henny 815?
Yeah, Lay_Henny 815. See, I memorized your this thing, man. I know this guy's IGs because every time I have to be contacting him, who are you bringing to the freaking podcast? And this guy would not tell me anything. This guy, that's how bad it is. It's got to the point where I memorized your freaking IG, bro.
But you see my post, you like my post, don't you?
This guy's not real. Anyways, Henny
Yes, sir.
815 tonight. What about you?
I'm Tanara, and my Instagram is my name, TONIERA, but add 2 more A's to that, _J.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we go to the Deshawn,
Please, please.
Emmanuel, and you can find me on Instagram at e.okafor, OKAFOR_.
last but not least,
Jesus.
Mr. Deshawn.
Deshawn 416-509-5937. Jones Deshawn 92
Is it your
at gmail.com.
Gmail.
Insane.
In case I don't pick up my number, you have my Gmail. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching.
No, what they're asking, what's your Instagram?
He doesn't have
He
a
doesn't have
social.
nothing.
I don't have no Instagram, man.
And I hope we've all learned a valuable lesson.
This guy.
Don't be enough.
Enough, man.
Don't be enough.
It's
Oh.
all good.
Man, oh man.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.